I have been getting way too many requests from you guys to do a comparison video between the PSR-E373 by Yamaha and the Casio CT-S1 over here. There are a number of things which the Yamaha PSR-E373 does very well, and there are a few things which the Casio CT-S1 has an advantage. And in today's video, I'm going to help you go through a few of the features and functionalities and help you decide which is a better choice for you. As usual, you can find more detailed information as well as the latest pricing in the description below. Let's start with the first thing that's on everybody's mind, and how much does this cost? As at the point of making this video, the Casio Tone costs $199 in the US, and the PSR-E373 also costs $199. So these are the exact same price, and that is why so many of you are asking for a comparison. The next big obvious difference is that the Casio CT-S1 does not have an LCD screen, whereas the Yamaha PSR-E373 has an LCD screen, which makes it a lot easier if you're trying to maneuver around the different functionality inside the E373, because the E373 does comes with quite a number of features and functionalities which would work a lot better with the LCD screen. Next, let's talk about the keys and the key action on both these keyboards. So both these keyboards have 61 touch-sensitive synth action keys. These are not weighted keys like a piano. And on the Casio Tone, these keys are matte and slightly textured, whereas on the Yamaha, the keys are glossy and shiny and smooth. Personally, I prefer the key tops of the Casio CT-S1, but I actually prefer the action on the E373. Unfortunately, I cannot have the best of both worlds. On both these keyboards, you get 4 levels of touch sensitivity, so you can configure it to suit your playing style. Another significant difference between these two keyboards, which will influence your buying choice, is the note polyphony. So on the Yamaha PSR-E373, you only get 48 notes of polyphony, whereas on the CT-S1, you get 64 notes of polyphony. So if you are more focused on playing piano tones and you're gonna layer more tones and you're gonna play lush, long, sustained tones, the CT-S1 may be more suitable for you because you are unlikely going to experience note dropouts, whereas 48 notes can be a little bit limiting. Let's talk about the number of tones found on these two keyboards. Although both these keyboards cost the same, the Yamaha has a lot more tones. It actually has 622 tones compared to the Casio, which only has 61 tones. Casio has actually mapped one tone for every single key of the keyboard here, and with 61 keys you get 61 tones. However, there are a number of tones that you can access straight away using the panel over here, and you don't need to memorize which tone corresponds to which key. So one issue I have with the Casio Tone is, without the manual, I have no idea which key corresponds to which sound. So you have to constantly reference the manual or refer to the quick user guide that Casio includes with every Casio CT-S1. So the CT-S1 is very focused on keyboard sounds. We are referring to things like grand piano, acoustic pianos, electric pianos, whereas on the E373, you get a lot more acoustic instruments such as your saxophones and your different various guitars, steel guitars, your various drum kits. You won't find any drum kit on the Casio CT-S1, whereas all of those is available because this Yamaha has 622 voices. You can layer up to 2 voices on each of these keyboards, and the good thing is that the layer mix can be adjusted. However, the Casio CT-S1 is not able to do a keyboard split where you have one voice on your left hand and another voice on your right hand, whereas the Yamaha PSR-E373, you can configure any of the voices in here for a keyboard split. The CTS has some pre-configured registration where there is a bass on the left hand and a piano on the right hand, but it is very limited and it is nowhere compared to the flexibility that the Yamaha offers. Next, let's talk about how you can configure the voices to fit the way you want it. And one of the ways you can get a unique sound is to use the different effects, especially the DSP effects, digital signal processors. In the E373, you get 38 very unique and powerful DSPs, which you can configure in any way you want, and that has a material change to how the sound sounds. Whereas on the CT-S1, all the DSPs has been baked into the voices. You do not get to choose what DSPs you get to use, and basically whatever the factory has preset, that is what you're gonna get. The PSR-E373 is an arranger keyboard. It comes with 205 rhythm accompaniments. And this is something which is not available on the CT-S1. The CT-S1 is more like a synth where you will bring it with you for gigs, or you're going to play your piano pieces or play it like an electric piano. It's not meant as an arranger keyboard. So if you are planning to play solo pieces using the rhythm and the accompaniment, the PSR-E373 is the one that is more suitable for you. But if you don't fancy all the bells and whistles of rhythm accompaniments, or you feel that rhythms are cheesy, then Casio Tone CT-S1 is better for you. So with everything that can be configured on both this keyboard, you would want a way to store them. And on the CT-S1, you get 7 memory slots. They call it tone memory, and you can store whatever configuration that you have tweaked your keyboard to be. Whereas on the E373, you get 9 registration slots. Next, let's talk about song recording. On the Casio Tone CT-S1, it is a very basic single track, single song recorder. However, on the E373, you get a slightly more sophisticated recorder. You can record up to 5 songs, and in each song, you can record up to 2 tracks. One feature that the Casio Tone CT-S1 has that shows that it is more updated is the wireless Bluetooth functionality. So if you get an optional wireless Bluetooth adapter, you would be able to get wireless Bluetooth MIDI as well as Bluetooth audio. Whereas the E373 only has a physical USB MIDI port, and connecting that, you will get USB MIDI as well as audio. However, the good thing about the E373 is that it has a built-in audio interface on that USB MIDI port, which means you do not need to purchase an external audio interface if you're going to transmit audio to and from your smartphones, your tablets, as well as your laptops. Let's talk about the speaker system now. On both this keyboard, you get a pair of 2.5 watts amplifiers, which gives you a total of 5 watts of amplification. However, on the CT-S1, you get a slightly bigger speaker cone, which is 13 centimeters versus the 12 centimeter found on the E373. Also, the CT-S1 comes with a bass port technology, which gives it a slightly better bass response compared to the E373, which doesn't have this fanciful new technology. Now let's talk about portability, because this is going to be a deciding factor. If portability is your number one concern, the CT-S1 is the best candidate. That is because the CT-S1 has strap pins. You just attach a guitar straps you can buy anywhere, and you can carry it around like a guitar. In addition, it has a built-in carrying handle, which the E373 does not have. The CT-S1 is also lighter at just 9.9 pounds, whereas the E373 is 10.2 pounds. The difference is 0.3 pounds. I'm not sure that is going to be a significant difference, but the CT-S1 is lighter. The good thing is both of these keyboards can run on 6 AA batteries, so you do not have to be tethered to an electrical outlet. You can also purchase an optional power adapter if you're just going to be practicing at home and you don't want to drain out your batteries. The final thing that will make or break your buying decision is color choice. The E373 comes in a very serious looking black color. You don't get any other choices. Whereas the Casio Tone comes in 3 different colors. Other than the usual black for those who prefer a more understated look, it comes in a striking red as well as a very clean white color. So if color does it for you, then of course the Casio Tone is your better choice. If you didn't catch all of this, I have links to detailed information as well as the latest prices in the description below. My name is Jeremy C, and I'll see you in my next video.